Hi, I'm Whitney.
And I'm Camden. Welcome to Ghosts and Garnets Murder in Idaho.
Thanksgiving mini bonus spectacular.
Extravaganza.
Just for you guys, because we are, not to get maudlin and gross, because you guys do not tune in for our soft sides, but so incredibly thankful for all of your support. We thought we would throw a very disorganized, non-scripted chat at you.
So hold on to your hot pants.
Also, I cannot express into words how much I love Thanksgiving food. Camden knows because she was there and I made her help. But for my baby shower with my daughter, I requested Thanksgiving dinner for the food for my baby shower. That's how much I love this meal. Do you remember that?
It was the full spread. Oh yeah, how can I forget? It's the weirdest thing I've ever, but also the best.
It was delicious. So, gravy everywhere.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
I'm going to say stuffing, but it has to be a very specific type of stuffing. It's like stuffing that my grandmother made. And it has to be like a certain amount of crispy and a certain amount of soft. And I like gravy on it, but not crappy gravy, like legit gravy that you make with the turkey drippings on the stove with the stirring and the flour and all of the things.
Tell me you take the neck out. That's disgusting. You leave it in, don't you, you sick ass?
The neck?
Yes.
No.
And the giblets?
No.
Oh,
and there is no word grosser than giblet, in my opinion. Yes. But no, I absolutely do not leave a neck in. And I almost divorced Russ when he asked what our first Thanksgiving where he cooked a turkey. And he was like, what do you guys do with the neck? And I was like, it goes in the fucking garbage. What do you mean? What do we do with the neck? I was
sick.
Horrified by it.
Yeah, same. My favorite is my mom's stuffing.
Yeah.
With gravy.
Yes.
Do you want to hear my turkey impersonation?
I don't even know why you're asking me that. Of course I want to hear it.
Well, I just really wanted to prepare everybody because it's that good. Okay. Do you think that is the best turkey call of your life? Take me out, hunters. I'm your girl.
I'm crying. I didn't think I could love anything more than your Velociraptor impression, but it's high up there for me now.
There you go. I haven't practiced it in a while either, and that was a pretty...
That was cold? That was a cold read on the turkey
sound? That was cold.
Sound? Wow.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
I know.
So guys, we found just some random Thanksgiving articles about Idaho through the years that we thought would be interesting to talk about. And some are crazy wackadoo and some are funny. And some, like this first one that I'm going to talk about, I cannot believe I did not know about it. It happened in 2020, so I'm pretty sure I was in sort of like a mummified COVID state when this happened, you know, just a zombie from being in my house for 9 months. But I have never heard of this. And it's so crazy. You've heard of it, I think. I read it a couple of times today and I was like, this cannot be real. But it is. So we are going to get started. This first story that we are going to talk about happened back in 2021. And it involves the sheriff of Bingham County. His name is Craig Rowland, and he lost his effing mind one night. This first article I'm going to talk about is from the Washington Post, and I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and you guys just concentrate on keeping your mouths from gaping open in shock. Members of a church youth group giggled as they taped a Thanksgiving decoration to Bingham County Sheriff Craig Rowland's door in Blackfoot, Idaho, and ran back to their friends in a nearby vehicle. The paper turkey that said, "Thank you," written in black letters, was supposed to be a surprise for the sheriff's wife. But as the group's adult chaperone, Chelsea Cox, began to drive away on November 9th, Rowland, wearing long johns, which are basically just giant adult underpants, and holding a gun, appeared in the middle of the street. At first, they thought he was joking. Rowland approached the vehicle, pointed the gun at two teenage girls sitting in the front seat before turning the weapon towards Chelsea Cox, who was driving. He then said, "Get the fuck out of the car," before he grabbed her by her hair and pulled her out of the vehicle. A 12-year-old girl in the car told investigators she then saw the sheriff hold the gun to Cox's head, close enough for it to touch her head, and say, "I will fucking shoot you." Now, this woman is his neighbor. This is not a stranger. He is holding a gun at his neighbor's head. Eventually, the sheriff told the group to leave. And 5 weeks later, the Attorney General's office formally charged him aggravated battery and aggravated assault, both felonies, and exhibition or use of a deadly weapon, which is a misdemeanor. Now, Rowland, who had been the sheriff since 2012, took a leave of absence during the investigation. But once it was completed, he returned to work. And in an interview with investigators, Rowland not only did not deny pulling his neighbor out of the car by her hair in front of children and pointing a gun at her head, he said, but he didn't have his finger on the trigger. No harm, no foul. He did say he had one alcoholic beverage, but was, quote, clear as a freaking bell. Then he said, which I'm sure this is maybe the first time this has ever been used as an excuse to act like a sociopath. He said the switch from daylight savings time, which moved the clock back 1 hour a couple of nights before the incident, had, quote, really messed him up.
Well, this is why we should get rid of daylight saving time.
It really messed him up.
Duh.
That hour change. The youth group members, 7 girls between the ages of 12 and 16, had been delivering what they called thankful turkeys to several homes that night. At each house, they taped a turkey to the door, then they rang the doorbell and ran away before the recipient knew who had done it. The group had made a turkey for the sheriff's wife and had delivered all but 2 before they reached the sheriff's home. Now, the first time that the girls attempted to tape the turkey on his door, it didn't work because the sheriff saw them, so they ran back to the car and then they parked at the end of the cul-de-sac. Then the second time the girls were successful, and they thought they had gone undetected before seeing the sheriff in his underpants standing in the street with his gun pointed at them. Rowland told investigators he was letting his dog out and was startled by 2 people running past his garage, down his driveway, and toward the street. After checking on his car, he went back into his house, but minutes later, he heard his screen door open, followed by a knock. He thought someone might be breaking in, he told investigators. Now, I'm no lawman, but generally, I don't think that burglars knock before breaking into your home. Here comes the racism, ladies and gentlemen. Roland also told investigators, quote, drunk Indians have driven down his cul-de-sac and come to his door, adding, we have a lot of reservation people around us that are not good people.
This guy is a real piece of work.
This is the sheriff of the town. I cannot.
No, thank you.
I cannot.
Next.
Then after hearing the knock on his door, Roland told his wife to get his gun, and he walked outside to see people running down the street. He told investigators, these are not people. These are little girls. These like 12-year-old girls from a youth group from church. He also said he saw a vehicle he didn't recognize and thought someone might be casing the neighborhood. Again, this woman who's driving the vehicle he didn't recognize later told investigators he should have recognized her because they had been neighbors and close family friends for 30 years. She and her husband let him park his trailer on their property. That's how well they knew each other. But as he as he held his gun to her head, Cox told investigators their relationship did not seem to register to the sheriff. She said, that's when I really got scared because the gun was still at my head and he didn't know who I was. All the girls told investigators they saw Roland grab her, hold his gun to her head, and threaten to shoot her. They each noted he used profanity throughout the encounter. The next morning, he called the police chief and told him that he really screwed up.
Well, that's the understatement of the century, Sheriff.
Yeah. He eventually, 9 months later, announced he was stepping down as sheriff. 9 months later, he continued to be the head of the law enforcement agency in Blackfoot. A trial was set for October 2022, but he ended up pleading guilty to aggravated assault, and the trial was vacated. As part of the plea agreement, the aggravated battery and weapons counts were dismissed. In a letter to the court, Roland admitted full responsibility for the events and apologized to the victims, the community, and the court. He wrote that he had acted impulsively and did not know who was at his house that night, adding that, in fact, is not actually an excuse for holding a gun to a lady's head with a car full of children watching. Roland was sentenced on October 25th of this year. He was sentenced to 5 years of probation and 10 days in jail.
First of all, I don't think he just had one drink.
No,
ma'am.
No, I mean, he would have to have been blind drunk to not recognize his neighbor and close family friend of 30 years. I'm speechless. Do you want to do another turkey call? I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to say.
Whitney's not. Well, she's never speechless, if I may say. I would be so... Could you imagine being one of those parents of one of those children?
Can you imagine being one of the children? These girls are going to be traumatized for the rest of their lives. They're trying to put thank you turkeys on doors. How fucking wholesome.
Right. This is wackadoo. Happy Thanksgiving! The next article that we have for you is like a menagerie. What doesn't it have? It has two
everything.
Girls in a pool. It has some meth. It has a Walmart. It has some adultery.
This has everything you could possibly want in an article.
So this article is from Idaho State Journal, and it was published in 2012. It's sad to say, but the Thanksgiving spirit was obviously absent for some local people over the holiday and ensuing weekend. Dozens of arrests in eastern Idaho gave Thanksgiving an odd flavor for a region known for its strong spirit of Thanksgiving. It's back to the Pocatello area.
Pocatello!
Pocatello! This doesn't pan out for us. Game show hosts.
or jingle singers.
It was unfortunate and more than a bit disappointing that amid the holiday dinners for the needy were so many people who couldn't help but get into some sort of trouble. Things started off bad for Eastern Idaho on Thanksgiving Day with a road rage incident in Blackfoot that resulted in Idaho State Police issuing a citation to one of the drivers. The incident also tied up several state police troopers who might have been needed for real emergencies elsewhere.
Crimes.
There was more bad behavior on Friday when a man allegedly got too friendly with some girls in a Pocatello hotel pool. The girls' parents didn't take kindly to such behavior, and a fight ensued. End result was that Pocatello police charged the man with 3 counts of battery.
You can't get handsy in a pool, sir.
No, sir, not with some parents around. Learn. Some unusual incidents also occurred in Idaho Falls. One in which a man caught his wife and another man kissing in the kitchen and allegedly threatened them both with a 9mm pistol. They contacted Idaho Falls police, who arrested the husband Friday for aggravated assault. In a separate Idaho Falls case, a woman threw herself in front of a car and allegedly tried to steal the driver's cell phone. The Idaho Falls police later confronted the woman and found her to be in the possession of meth. Shocking. The woman continued her problems upon arrival at Bonneville County Jail, where she tried to attack the deputies for booking her.
She was mad.
How dare they? How dare they? If local SWAT officers thought they were going to get the holiday off, they were mistaken. SWAT was called to the Ammon parking lot for a reportedly suicidal woman threatening to kill herself with a loaded handgun. After a 30-minute standoff, the woman surrendered, and Black Friday shoppers could resume their purchasing at Walmart. Farther south, there were 3 vehicle pursuits in the Pocatello area over the weekend, with one resulting in the arrest of Bannock County's most wanted fugitives, and another sending a local woman to the hospital with critical injuries. The weekend was capped off by Idaho State Police responding to an incident in which 2 men allegedly beat up a woman near the entrance to the Massacre Rocks State Park. Troopers apprehended the 2 suspects and at first thought the woman might be in the park. Power County Search and Rescue was called out to help find the women. But it was discovered a short time later that she was at a residence in Pocatello with visible injuries. It may be hard to believe, but Idaho Falls police arrested 45 people between Wednesday and Sunday of Thanksgiving week in 2012. 45 people! Pocatello police arrested only 15, but they wrote over 70 citations. And that's the end of that. Thank God I made it through.
Here's my 3 things. 1, the water babies are right by Massacre Rock State Park. So yes. I don't know what the water babies were doing, but they should have come to this woman's defense.
Well, the water babies hate people, but all right. Next.
Yeah, but they like scaring people. They should have scared those guys. Second, I feel like this article was a little judging. I feel like whoever wrote it was really like, these people were not being thankful enough. This time of year, it's very disappointing. You've disappointed me greatly that you did not have the spirit of the season.
Maybe Grandma Marie wrote a guest article.
Maybe
and
so.
And she is disappointed.
Yes. Third, even before I got sober, I never one single time thought to myself, you know what sounds like fun? Methamphetamines. These people never seem like they're having a good time.
Never.
They're ragged and they're tired and they're jumping in front of moving vehicles, trying to steal cell phones. It just doesn't seem like a good time, you know? Like, it doesn't seem, you're not jovial.
So here's our plug. Don't do drugs.
Methamphetamines are not a good time. They'll get you arrested on Thanksgiving. Are you counting?
I was trying to think of a jingle. Well, I was doing like, methamphetamines give you things. Like I was trying to do a rap.
Oh. What was your rap name again that you told Ruby?
Lil Mama. She's going to be so mad at me when she listens to this.
So mad at you.
Lil Mama.
Your mom's rap name is Masha. It's written on her fireplace gloves.
Now, we just need to get Ruby a name, and we could have a 3-generational
rap group.
Yeah.
Servicing the central Idaho area.
For all your rapping needs. That doesn't put you in the Thanksgiving mood. I don't know what will.
Well, not this story that I'm about to tell you. This definitely won't. Now, if you are someone who enjoys the wax chicken feed that is known as candy corn, you're going to want to skip ahead a few minutes because you're not going to like what I have to say. Regular candy corn in its natural state is an abomination, okay? And this next story that I have to tell you, I don't know what kind of animal thought this was a good idea. I do not have words to describe how horrified I am by this whole story. Back in 2020, when the world had gone absolutely bonkers, someone at Brax Candy decided, you know what? We can make candy corn even more offensive than it is in October. Let's really go for it in November, and let's make an entire full course Thanksgiving meal in candy corn form.
This is your favorite meal, so you're having a real hard go with this.
I'm personally offended by this entire thing. So this package had candy corn all mixed up together, and the flavors were roast turkey, green beans, cranberry sauce, ginger glazed carrot, sweet potato pie, and stuffing, flavored candy corn, all mixed together in a bag. I will die on this hill. Candy corn is the most trash candy invention that has ever been or ever will be. Do you have anything to say about this, Camden?
Green beans?
Yes.
We should have tried these.
They don't make them anymore because it happened in 2020 when everyone was crazy town. And they only made them for the one Thanksgiving season.
This reminds me of, have you tried the gross Jelly Bellies? Have you played that game?
I haven't played the game, but,
We played the game.
Okay. I didn't know there was a game.
There is. So you spin a spinner and it picks a color of jelly bean, but the jelly bean, there's one red one that's, let's say, cinnamon, and there's one red one that's like bark.
Yeah.
And then you don't know what you're getting, so you eat one, you have to...
But why?
So this is... Well, it's kind of hilarious to watch other people. Like, when you don't get the bad ones and you're watching other people eat the yucky ones, it's hilarious.
But you do get the bad ones.
I do eventually.
Also, who's the person who knows enough about what barf tastes like to make a candy out of it?
Or dirty socks, or dog food. But this does not sound any different than stuffing candy corn, or ginger glazed carrot candy corn.
As I said,
or green bean candy corn.
Abomination.
I think that people who like candy corn get real with their lives. That's it. That's all I have to say to those people. Yuck.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I feel like me and you should be trying them right now while we do this.
I would not. I won't even let a regular candy corn in my house.
No, I don't buy them either. They're trash.
No, if someone gives my kids candy corn for trick-or-treating, it goes in the garbage. It does not even come into my home. That is how insulted I am by a candy corn.
When the only thing I ever have done with candy corn is when I was little, I would bite off the white top and just leave a tiny bit of the little orange at the bottom so it kind of looked like blood. And I would put it in my hand and to go try to convince my parents that I lost a tooth.
You were the creepiest fucking kid. I just...
This is from KTVB.
Yeah.
Channel 7,
Yeah.
I guess. In 1999, Idaho Life reporter John Miller visited a bingo game put on by a local radio station and learned the holidays can be happy, even after a breakup. So, John Miller decided to take part in what he thought was going to be a friendly game of bingo put on by the local radio station. As it turned out, it wasn't an ordinary kind of bingo, unless your ordinary bingo game includes a live turkey, a few pictures of some of your ex-partners, and a giant bingo board. In this particular game, 16 pictures of ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, and ex-spouses were pinned onto a square within the giant board. And the object of the game? To get the turkey to relieve itself on the picture. Should the turkey decide your ex is deserving of a rather foul interaction, you'll be given a prize. That's what I want to go do. I want to get over my breakup by watching a turkey take a shit on
I thought it was just pee.
somebody's ex. You thought it was just pee?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to have... Like, a turkey doesn't have to go that many times to get a bingo. I mean, I don't know how bingo turkey logistics work, but I would assume that a turkey would pee more than it would do the other.
I pictured number 2 all the way.
Okay. Well, we'll never know. Or John Miller will reach out to us and say, actually, ladies, let me tell you about my turkey bingo experience in 2009.
I would love that.
Yes. So Camden found this great site that talks about the most like Googled things on Thanksgiving in each state. And I don't know what it is. I mean, I guess I just like my family quite a bit, or at least the ones that I hang out with. I don't hang out with the family I don't like. Maybe that's the key. But people go crazy with their families, like on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, that's a whole, like...
That's like a whole thing.
It's a whole thing, like when you're working in the sheriff's office or dispatch. Like, you just get ready for the ride.
Yeah, and I don't understand why you would spend time with people who made you crazy and made you, like, want to pull guns on them.
Well, maybe, maybe we're very privileged in that we have the choice not to hang out with those people. But maybe some people have to live with those people.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. All right. So we're just going to read some of these. This is more like an Oh America because we're going to go through some of the states. Some are boring. Some are like, people Google like turkey,
You can just do Idaho last.
Yeah, let's do Idaho last. Like Illinois is boring. Their biggest search thing is turkey or ham. But like in Indiana, it's how to unclog a toilet without a plunger.
There's a lot of eating and a lot of eating.
In California, it's racist grandma.
How to deal with.
Oh, let's see. Michigan is how to treat food poisoning. Montana is, this might be my favorite one, how to cough.
It's the most Googled thing. All right, Montana.
How to cough.
I see you.
South Carolina, this is a weird one. Microwave turkey joke.
Oh, it's because people are like, they call their mom and they be like, Mom, I'm making the turkey for Thanksgiving dinner today. How long do I put it in the microwave? And it's supposed to freak out their mom.
Oh.
All right, I explained.
I don't think it's that funny,
Welcome. Though. I'm not saying I didn't make up the joke, man.
New Jersey is can dogs eat cranberry sauce? Kansas is how to get rid of a hangover. Classic Kansas. Colorado, everybody in Colorado is apparently looking for the Butterball Turkey Hotline.
I don't figure out that.
That is interesting. I didn't know there was a hotline for turkey. All right, you want to do the Idaho mod?
Well, it's anticlimactic, really, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Most Googled thing on Thanksgiving in Idaho is divorce.
Divorce.
Wah, wah.
How anybody could be upset after they eat the Thanksgiving meal is just, I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm literally maybe the happiest I am all year long for about the 10 minutes after I get done eating Thanksgiving dinner. I wonder what that says about me as a human person.
Well, I mean, could be worse. We do like Friendsgiving usually before Thanksgiving, and I host it, so I always cook, the turkey, the stuffing, and the mashed potatoes, because those are hard to do. You can't do the stuffing without the turkey.
Right.
And I use my mom's recipe.
Yeah.
For everything, obviously.
Yeah.
I have to call my mother every single year to ask her about the situation with the legs.
I don't like a leg.
With all the stuff stuffed up in there.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm like, Mom, when I'm trying to get the gross innards out.
You don't make Jacob do that?
Sometimes he's not there.
Oh, no. I will not stick my hand in a cavity of a bird. Russ is there. That is the whole reason I got married. So somebody would have to stick their hand in a cavity of a bird and pull the gross things out, because I'm never doing it. I won't even do it in a chicken. Like if I'm going to make a roast chicken, I won't even stick my hand in there.
Are they
Yes.
roast chicken?
Yes.
Ew, Jacob better get his game together.
Yeah.
He's going to be out. He's going to be out on the street.
Yeah. It's your whole job. The whole job is to take care of the icky in the inside of a poultry.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm going to my mother's. And my cousin Erin and her family and my cousin Aubrey are coming into town. And I'm very excited because I love them. And we only usually get to see them once a year and never for Thanksgiving. So I'm very excited. And I'm in charge of green bean casserole, which gives me a little anxiety that somebody else is handling the stuffing, because I feel like no one understands the importance of the stuffing except for my sister. And nobody ever makes enough stuffing. I think my mom, which is concerning.
Nancy?
Well, I mean, Ken is handling the turkey, and I trust him. Ken is my stepdad. I call him like he's like a Jewish grandmother. He just like wants to feed everyone all of the time. And it's like my favorite thing about him. Like you're never going to run out of food if Ken is in charge of things.
Your mom's going to be sad that you don't trust her with stuffing after she listens to this. Nancy will be giving you a call.
Once I turned 14, my mom decided that she had cooked enough. And she opened an account at the co-op. And that's where my sister who's 4 years younger than me, she was only 10. And that's where we got our dinner. From the co-op deli.
At least that's the best place. Yum, yum.
A lot of things Nancy is good at. She does not enjoy the cooking, which is fine. But maybe I should do the stuffing.
Maybe you can let her listen to this episode before it airs.
No, she told me, though, that the next time we mention her, that we need to tell people that she has a PhD, so they don't think that she's an idiot.
I was just going to say that. I was going to say Nancy is good at a lot of things, like getting a PhD.
She's very smart. She has many degrees. She's a doctor, for goodness sake. She's just not good at cooking or remembering hauntings from her high school days.
Which,
fine.
Fine. It's fine. Everything is fine.
Except for Thanksgiving meal flavored candy corns. Never gonna be fine.
Never, ever. Well, so anywho, that is our Thanksgiving extravaganza. We hope you enjoyed hanging out with us today.
And if you did, that's great. I'm glad. I hope we didn't lose you this time around. Well, this wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. Anyway, thank you guys so much for the support, and we are overwhelmed and grateful for you all, and have a lovely and happy Thanksgiving.
You're the real heroes.